Hello and welcome to the open and release restorative practice for the hips and sacral chakra. So we want to really melt and release and let go. We hold on to so much within our bodies, both physically and energetically. And restorative practices give us the opportunity to release and just be and allow and opening and release within certain areas of the body, as well as slowing down our nervous system for integration. So for restorative practices, you're going to want all your props. I have 2 blankets and a strap, which I have pre-looped and then rolled up like so, because this is the length that I intend to use this strap at, and a blanket and a bolster. So go ahead and gather up all of your props and meet me lying on your back. So when lying on your back, walk your shoulder blades underneath you to open the chest and broaden the collarbones. Bring your neck long against the mat, allowing the chin and throat to be soft. Allow the spine to be neutral here. There will be a small curvature in the lower spine. And then bring your legs, your feet to the mat, knees bent here. Place your palms on your pelvis, tapping into your breath and this space of your sacral chakra. Begin to deepen your breath, noticing the ebb and flow of the inhale and the exhale, and the gentle rise and fall of your lower abdomen with your breath. Noticing anything that is coming up for you that you may be carrying on to your mat from your to-do list, mental thought energy. And with each exhale, let those things go for now. Bring yourself into this present moment, into your body. And into your self-care practice. Sink your awareness now into your hips, your lower abdomen, your sacral chakra. Notice any sensations that may be present right now. Do you feel connected to this area? Is there discomfort in this area? Do you feel disconnected or separate from this area? Full or empty? Just notice. Then we'll grab your strap And bring your right foot into the strap. Bringing the strap around the base of the ball of the toe, ball of the foot. Allow your spine to be long and neutral here. You can choose to leave your left leg bent with the foot planted on the floor, or you can straighten the left leg, further opening the hips if this does not cause you any discomfort. Take a moment to breathe in whatever position you have settled on. Having right now a gentle bend in the right leg, just connecting to the strap. Place your left hand on your left hip for contact and stability, connection. And as you feel ready, begin to push your right heel up towards the ceiling or the sky till you begin to feel the sensation of a stretch in the back of your hamstring. Being mindful not to fully straighten the knee, keep a gentle bend in the knee. Finding your comfortable edge and allowing your arm and hand to hold the weight of your leg. If your props are nearby, place your prop out to your right side, whether it be your bolster, your blanket, your block. Go ahead and set up block on my left side as well. And with an inhale, gently open the right leg out to the side and find yourself to rest on your props. If you do not have your props handy, just let your weight of your leg be held by your arm. Breathe into the opening of the pelvic floor and the inside of the right leg. Perhaps you feel opening across the front of the left hip as well. Notice where you can soften, anywhere you might be unnecessarily holding. Check in with the space between your eyebrows. Soften there. Allow your teeth to gently part and your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Check in with your glutes, your bum. Make sure you're not squeezing. Allow yourself to be supported by your props here. It's the sensation of opening and also release, let go. One more deep breath here. With an inhale and the help of your arm, bring the right leg back to center, gentle bend in the knee. switch the strap into the left hand and bring the right hand to rest on the right hip. And with an exhale, draw the right leg across the body to rest atop a block or a bolster. You may choose to open the right arm, palm facing up, to open the shoulder here. Or perhaps the arm can drift at a diagonal up above the head. Breathe into the sensation on the outside of the right hip. Allowing your leg to rest heavy on the support of your prop. Doing a scan of your body and releasing anywhere you may be holding unnecessarily. Send breath to those areas. Open and release. One more deep breath here. With an inhale and the help of your arm, bring the right leg back up to center. Exhale, bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and use this opportunity to switch the strap onto your left foot. Releasing the right foot down to the mat. Bring the right hand to the right hip. Spend just a moment here with the left knee bent, left foot is flexed. You can leave the right foot planted on the mat or straighten the right leg out long. And then push the left heel up towards the sky, keeping a gentle bend in the left knee and allowing the weight of the leg to be caught by your arm and your hand. Connecting the right palm to the right hip for stability, contact, and connection. Breathing into the sensation of opening in the left hamstring. With an inhale, allow the left leg to drift open, resting onto your prop. Allowing the weight of the leg to be heavy. Breathing in the sensation of opening in the pelvic floor, the inside of the left leg, and across the front of your right hip. Scanning your body to release any tension being held unnecessarily. Send the breath there. open and release. One more deep breath here. With an inhale and the strength of your left arm, gently bring the left leg back up to center. Switch the strap into the right hand. Connect the left palm to the left hip. Exhale, draw the left leg across the body to rest atop your props. You can leave your palm connected to your hip, or allow the palm to come face up, arms straight out from the shoulder, or at a diagonal slightly above your head to increase the opening of your shoulder and the sensation of stretch and release and opening in the back of the left hip. Notice the shift in sensation as you inhale and exhale. One more deep breath here. With an inhale and the strength of your right arm, draw your left leg back up to center. Exhale, both knees into the chest and remove the strap, laying it off to the side. Gently rock side to side, massage out the sacrum, lower back, top of the hips. Keep connection with your breath. And fall over onto one side in the fetal pose just to transition. Push yourself up into a seated position. Grab your bolster and your blanket. Place your blanket underneath your hips. Draw your legs out at a comfortable width distance. If you find yourself to be stiff and not so flexible, you may want your blocks on board as well. Actually, yes, let's bring the blocks on board. We'll set the lower one block close to you at level 2, and then one block ahead of that at level 3, and your bolster will lay atop the blocks right pressed up against your pelvis and your hip creases. Hip crease. Roll your pelvis forward so that you can feel your sit bones on your blanket. Inhale, straighten through the spine. We'll be here for 3 minutes. We're going to fold forward onto the bolster, resting your forehead or a single cheek down, whichever feels more comfortable for your neck. And allow yourself to melt forward onto your bolster here. Send the breath into the pelvic floor and the inside of your legs. allowing the tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Notice where you may be holding on unnecessarily. Work for openness and release. Notice how leaning into support can help you lean into the sensations of these areas. Draw your focus inward. Settle the awareness into the space of the sacral chakra. One more deep breath here. And then with an inhale, gently push yourself up to seated. Move your props off to one side. We're going to do the same setup along the back of the mat with the bolster and the blocks. Gently help your knees bend with your hands as you draw your legs slowly back together. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Draw your spine long, root down through the sit bones. Reach high through the crown. Breathe deeply into your lower back. Release and set up for our next posture here. We're going to be on the knees, so I like to bring my blanket folded about this size across the mat, like so. And then the blocks set up, one block long on level 2, and the block behind it at level 3, and the bolster will come to rest atop blocks, and shift the blanket to meet the lower block, and come onto your knees like so. If you have a lot of knee pain and this position is uncomfortable for you, I suggest allowing the legs to be in reclined cobbler pose with the feet together and the knees wide instead as an alternative. Take care of your knees. Oh, I lost my tower. Otherwise, the heels come slightly wider than the hips, And you'll begin to lay back onto your block tower here. If there is pinching in your lower back here, you can either place a block or a blanket under your hips for support, or you can stack more pillows behind you to bring your back up a little further. Whatever feels most comfortable and supported to you. Find your position where you feel that you can rest into opening and release without strain. We will be here for 3 minutes. Breathe deeply into the front of your pelvis, your hip creases, and the front of your thighs. Allow yourself to feel supported here. Make any adjustments you may need in finding this position where you can feel supported in opening and release. One more deep breath here. Bring your palms to either the soles of your feet or the floor. Exhale, curl the chin towards the chest and gently push yourself up to seated. And walk your hands forward for a moment to find child's pose. Changing nothing in your lower legs, finding a relief in the lower back. And then inhale, bring yourself up. Fold the blanket. Your regular fold here. This will support your hips. I'm going to bring the bolster and the blocks to the front of the mat. We're finding pigeon pose here. So your blanket will pad your bum. We'll bring the left leg forward first, bringing the Shin as parallel to the front of the mat as comfortably possible without straining the knee, the hip, or the ankle. Your right leg will come straight out from your right hip. Toes will be softened down. And then, depending on your flexibility, you will either use just your bolster, which can also be put vertically like this, or you can build your block tower to bring it up higher. Wherever you feel comfortable enough to rest your chest down and sink into the opening of the left hip. I don't need quite that big of a tower, so I'm going to lay my blocks both on level 1 with the bolster above it. We're here for 3 minutes, so settle in and get comfortable. Lengthen the spine as you lower your chest onto the mat, and you can place your interlaced fingers under your forehead to keep your neck long. If you'd like a twist in the neck, you can turn the cheek to one side, whatever feels most comfortable for your body in this moment. Wherever you can lay heavy into your supports so that you can find openness and release of the left hip. Scanning your body where you may be holding any tension unnecessarily. Where can you soften? Allow yourself to make any adjustments you may need. And send your breath into your pelvis. Take one more deep breath here. Bring your palms by your sides. And with an inhale, push into the palms. Peel your chest off your supports. Shift your weight onto your left hip as you swing your right leg forward. Remove your props for just a moment. Straighten out your left leg. Both legs, give them a little shimmy shake. And then set up for pigeon on the other side, shifting your blanket over, bringing your prop tower back in front of you. And you may need to set up different for this side, depending on your flexibility. Again, the right leg will come forward with the shin as parallel as comfortably possible. The blanket, at whatever thickness you desire, will support your right hip. Your left leg comes straight out from the left hip as your toes and foot soften down. Inhale, push into your props, lift your chest high, drop your shoulders. And exhale, melt the chest onto your supports, sinking back into your breath. Sending your breath into the sensation of opening into your right hip. Making any adjustments you may need. Leaning onto your supports. Allow your focus and awareness to drop into your hips. Do a quick body scan. Check in with your tongue. Allow it to move away from the roof of your mouth. Notice any gripping in your pelvis. Release and let go. One more deep breath here. Push into your palms. Peel your chest up off your bolsters. Remove your props out of your way. Lean onto your right hip and your right hand to swing your left leg forward. Come up off your blanket. Straighten both legs. Give them a shimmy shake. And then send your blocks and your blanket off to the side. And we'll do belly down Shavasana. The bolster will come in the middle of your mat to support your hips. And as you lay your hips onto the bolster, stack your palms atop one another to rest your forehead down. Allow your feet and chest to be soft against the mat. Laying heavy here. Send your breath to your lower back and back of your pelvis. Melting into the support of the earth. This is your Shavasana today. Allow yourself to release all effort. Let go and melt into Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your body. For a moment, anchor down into your pelvis against your bolster as you push into your arms, making your way so that your hands can push you up and back into child's pose. Forehead rests onto the bolster. Inhale, come up. Find yourself a comfortable seat, perhaps straddling your bolster with your knees, sitting back onto the sit bones, resting your hands on your thighs with your eyes closed. Noticing any sensations within your hips and lower back. With an inhale, sweep your arms out, palms meet above your head. Exhale, hands through midline. Thumbs come to press in and up against the sternum. Connect to your heartbeat and the gentle rise and fall of your chest with your breath. And take a moment to thank yourself for showing up for some self-care today, as I thank you for practicing with me.